Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to make sense of those dry corporate filings. And let's just say this one has some interesting shakeups. We're diving into a report from Accession Corp, and it looks like they've been busy making some big moves, especially around their leadership and how they're dealing with their underwriters. If you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents without the jargon, make sure you are subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below where we break down these reports even further. Alright, let's get into it. This filing is essentially an update on material events happening with Accession Corp. It tells us about some significant agreements and changes within the company. The company is filing a Form 8, which is a report of a company's material events. Think of it as a public announcement when something really important happens that investors need to know about right away. The earliest event they're reporting on here is the 28th of January 2026. So who is Accession Corp? They are what is known as a Special Purpose Acquisition Company, or SPAC. SPACs are essentially shell companies that go public to raise money with the goal of acquiring another company. They are basically set up to find a private company and take it public through a merger. Interestingly, this company is incorporated in the Cayman Islands, which is a common practice for SPACs. They have several classes of securities registered. You've got their units, which are traded under the ticker SEMO. These units give you a package deal. One Class A ordinary share and half of a redeemable warrant. Then there are the Class A ordinary shares themselves, trading as SEMA. Each share has a par value of a tiny fraction of a cent, $0.0001. And finally, the redeemable warrants ticker some more. Each whole warrant allows you to buy one Class A ordinary share at an exercise price of $11.5. Now, this is a key point. The company is marking itself as an emerging growth company. This means they can take advantage of certain regulatory flexibilities, which can be good for them, but sometimes means less disclosure for investors. They've also elected not to use the extended transition period for new or revised accounting standards, meaning they are on the hook for newer, more current accounting rules. Let's get to the juicy stuff. The first major event is an underwriter fee reduction agreement that happened on the 28th of January 2026. This involves the company Sim Sponsor 1 LLC and Cantor Fitzgerald and Company, who were the underwriters for their initial public offering back in July 24. Cantor Fitzgerald was originally set to receive a deferred commission of $10,950,000. This is a substantial amount, and it was tied to the company completing its initial business combination, meaning finding and merging with another company. But in this new agreement, Cantor has agreed to a reduction. Instead of the full amount, they will receive a non-refundable cash fee equal to 1.5% of the money taken out of the company's trust account when this business combination closes. This is a significant haircut from the original $10.95 million. The reduced fee is still payable upon closing of the business combination. There is also a clause about breakup fees. If the company or the sponsor receives any kind of termination or breakup fee related to a failed business combination, 50% of that fee will go towards paying the reduced deferred fee. This is a way to ensure Cantor gets paid even if other deals fall through. Next up, on the same day, the 28th of January 2026, the administrative services agreement between the company and Sim Management LP was terminated. Any obligations that were due under that agreement were waived. This likely means they are consolidating services or moving away from a specific arrangement. Now, for some key leadership changes in connection with something called the sponsor acquisition, Eric Spangenberg has resigned as chairman of the board and chief executive officer. Also stepping down are Delos M. Cosgrove, Maryland, and Vincent Capone, who were directors. Their resignations were specifically tied to the sponsor acquisition and apparently did not stem from any disagreements about the company's operations. David Kutcher will stay on as an officer and director. Taking over as chief executive officer is Christopher Devil, and there are also appointments of 4 new directors: Jarrett Gorlin, Matthew Thomas, Matt Saker, and Kyle Hogg. Their official appointments as directors will happen about 10 days after a specific filing. A Schedule 14F-1 is sent out to shareholders. Let's quickly look at who these new directors are. Jarrett Gorlin brings over 29 years of law enforcement experience, 20 years running businesses, and over 35 years as an aviator. The company sees his M&A and capital markets experience as valuable. Matthew J. Saker is a senior vice president at CBAE, a real estate firm with over 23 years of experience there. He has a strong background in transactions. Matthew Thomas is a retired senior intelligence officer from the CIA and a C-suite executive. He has experience with strategic programs and global operations. He has received high honors for valor and is seen as bringing expertise in growth companies and strategic geopolitical issues. Carl Horg has been the Chief Operating Officer, Chief Marketing Officer, and Chief Technology Officer at Horg Partners LLP, an intellectual property firm since 2017. His experience is in growing company operations. It is important to note that none of these new directors have a family relationship with existing officers or directors, and they were appointed based on their skills and experience, not through pre-arranged understandings. Now, let's talk a bit more about the new CEO, Christopher Devil. He is 43 years old and most recently served as Chief Operating Officer for Dominari Holdings, Incorporated. He has a significant background in operations, including time in the Department of Defense. He is also a retired military veteran and holds an MBA from the University of Virginia Darden School of Business. He also has several financial licenses. The report also details the sponsor acquisition that happened on the 28th of January 2026. Certain accredited investors, referred to as buyers, acquired all the membership interests in the sponsor held by non-managing members simultaneously. They acquired all the membership interests of Conroy Partners LLC, which was the managing member of the sponsor. Basically, these buyers now fully own the sponsor. As part of this sponsor acquisition, the sponsor also bought 2 million private placement warrants from Cantor. These are separate from the publicly traded warrants, looking at it all. Sim Acquisition Corp is clearly undergoing a significant transformation. The fee reduction agreement with the underwriter Cantor Fitzgerald suggests a shift in how they're managing their financial commitments, potentially to make the upcoming business combination more attractive or financially viable. A 1.5% deferred fee on trust account funds is a pretty standard and often favorable deal for underwriters in the SPAC world, especially compared to the initial 10 million plus. The leadership changes are also noteworthy, with the departure of the chairman and CEO and the appointment of Christopher Devil, along with a new board slate. It signals a new direction, likely focused on executing the acquisition strategy. The backgrounds of the new directors, including law enforcement, real estate, intelligence, and operational expertise, suggest they are looking for a diverse range of skills to navigate complex deals and growth. The sponsor acquisition itself means a new ownership structure for the group that originally sponsored the SPAC, which often happens as a SPAC nears its business combination. The acquisition of private warrants from Cantor also ties up some loose ends and clarifies their cap table. What are the risks here? The biggest risk for any SPAC is failing to find and complete a business combination within its time frame. If they don't, the money in the trust account is typically returned to investors. The changes in leadership and the negotiation with the underwriter are steps taken to move towards a successful combination, but the success of that combination ultimately determines the company's future. Any new business they merge with will be the real test of Sim Acquisition Corp. I's strategy from here on out. So, to sum it up, Sim Acquisition Corp is repositioning itself with new leadership and restructured financial agreements, likely in preparation for its primary mission to acquire another company. It is a period of significant change for them. What is your take on these moves? Do you think these leadership changes and fee adjustments set the company up for success? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this analysis helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into corporate filings. And don't forget to check out our Discord in the description for more in-depth discussions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.